So what is business agility? In this video, we're going to take a look at the definition of business agility and the values that empower organizations to maximize their potential. Business agility is a business model that empowers organizations to rapidly adapt and respond to their customer needs for the greatest competitive advantage. A business model allows organizations to develop value. But what is value? Business agility focuses on creating employee and customer value. The only constant that we have today is change. We are rapidly changing technologically, employees are changing culturally, and the customer is rapidly changing themselves. This evolution isn't going to stop. Whether or not you've looked at how Netflix is replacing blockbusters, how TomTom has been replaced by Google Maps, how Apple has rapidly developed on what Kodak originally produced, or you're looking at the future now and how Uber is rapidly disrupting the taxi market. What about banks? Is Bitcoin going to disrupt that? What kind of impact is that going to have on your organization? We need to ensure that our business model allows movement and flexibility. We know that dynamic capabilities lead to innovation. And how do we get dynamic capabilities? We get that through flexibility. So we know that business agility is required to become flexible and responsive. But we also need to make sure that we're adapting to our situations. The customer should be at the center of all our conversations. 76% of all customers expect their organizations to know them, to know what they want, to understand them. Do you understand your customers enough? Functional value has now been commoditized. The experience that your customer will perceive from your organization is what they will tell their friends. It's how they will tell on social media what has happened and how they've experienced your product. So what are the business agility values? Our first one is strategic agility over strategic planning. We don't want to discourage strategic planning. What gets measured gets done. And we know there's many meta-analysis studies that show that planning empowers organizations to greater profitability through competitive advantage. The problem we are seeing is that the market is moving faster than people's ability to adapt to the environment. We need to ensure that organizations are lifted up with dynamic capabilities. Dynamic capabilities is directly linked with innovation. Innovation is directly linked with profitability in a complex environment. What we want to see is the right mindset of an organization to push them forward over the long term. So strategic planning is great. But do we really want to be measuring every 3 years? Do we really want yearly initiatives where the market could move in 1 year? Tesla could be up in space within 3 to 4 years. How will 5G disrupt you? How will automation disrupt you? How will AI disrupt you? We need to be continuously adapting to our environment. So that means continuously planning, as opposed to 1 year, 3 years, and being rigid about that mindset. If new information comes in, we need to replan. Strategic agility is all about changing how we do things, not why we do them. Our second value is cognitive diversity over specialization. Specialization is fantastic. Systems thinking allowed us to focus on efficiency, and in a complicated environment, that's fantastic. We are now in a complex environment. We don't know how far this is going to go. We don't know what is going to change, and we don't know who is going to be our competitor in the future. All we do know is that things are going to change. And focusing people on productivity as opposed to efficiency is going to give them the best chance of competing in that market. So instead of functional silos across an organization, business agility will focus on cross-functional teams in a customer journey, customer-centric structure, allowing those customers to be fully served end-to-end by that one business unit or tribe or band or sets of teams. It doesn't matter what you call them. All that matters is they end-to-end can service that customer need. They fix that pain point by themselves. Our third value is customer experience over product. 86% of customers are willing to pay more for a better experience. The customer has evolved. No longer do we send adverts through TV or radio to get a mass market appeal. We now know that customer segmentation has evolved into niche customer segmentations, much smaller, less diverse customers. How do we get those customers and know exactly who they are and serve them properly? We need to focus on their experience first, not our product. What problem do we solve, not how do we solve it? Our last value is empowerment over hierarchy. We know that hierarchy was great in efficiency and pushing the boundaries on how well we can get stuff done. However, the world has changed. We've gone through why this has changed. We need to focus now on how do we empower our employees to best adapt to these changes. Empowering our employees for success, as opposed to creating rigid structures of hierarchy, we create better networks. Better networks in an organization are linked to innovation. And as we know, innovation is linked to competitive advantage. We need to be leading our people, not managing them. Awesome. I really hope you enjoyed our business agility video. In this video, we went through the definition of business agility, and just to remind ourselves, that's a business model that empowers organizations to respond to customer changes for the greatest competitive advantage, right? Simple as that. We have 4 values: strategic agility, cognitive diversity, customer experience, and empowerment. Business agility isn't complicated. It allows your organization to maximize its potential. So I'm Michael from Surge Management. Thank you very much.